About 20 people die every day waiting for organ transplants, and every 10 minutes, another person is added to the transplant waiting list. With donating your organs after you die, you could save people in need and prevent them from dying when they could have been helped. I have spent a lot of time researching this with reliable sources, and I feel prepared to hopefully persuade you to be an organ donor. Being an organ donor is a pretty big choice, so it is important to understand why it is needed. I will explain why it is important to have organ donors and why you should become one. People all around the world need organ transplants and they need our help. The problem is that there is a lack of organs and organ donors who make organ transplantations possible. Many people die every day from not getting a transplant they need, but there is only about 5,000 donors nationally every year. Along with that, there are about 100,000 people on the waiting list for an organ transplant nationally. In Georgia, a boy named Ken was diagnosed with kidney disease when he was 10. By the time he was a senior, the doctors told him he either needed a transplant or dialysis to stay alive. After that, he went to medical school and started evaluation for a transplant at the same time. A short time later, he received a living donor transplant from his father. After he recovered, he went on to win 3 swimming medals at the 2008 National Kidney Foundation U.S. Transplant Games. And still to this day, he trains for triathlons. Ken's story shows us that being an organ donor, you can help someone's live the life they never had a chance to live. Getting an organ transplant helps people to get that second chance at life that they probably didn't think was possible. Some people fear that they are way too far down on the list and they will never get that organ they need if they ever want to try to live normally again. If everyone was a registered organ donor, it is estimated that we could double the amount of lives saved. This means that the 36,000 Americans saved from transplants each year could be twice that amount. The only thing needed to get this is more organ donors. While being an organ donor affects the people your organs go to greatly, the effect on you is not that large. Being an organ donor does not change anything with how you're put to rest. It won't change the funeral or how hard the staff at the hospital works to save your life. Many people believe that being an organ donor will make it where you can't have an open casket funeral. This is wrong, however, because the body will be closed, so any evidence that the organs were removed would be stitched up and under clothes. So you can still have whatever kind of funeral you'd like if you want to donate organs. It also will not change how hard the hospital works to save your life. When you go to a hospital, the doctor's main concern is saving your life, not somebody else's. Also, the doctor you see will have an expertise that most closely matches your condition, who is most trained to save your life. Being an organ donor has been known to give your family closure, just knowing that part of you is helping someone else live the life that you weren't able to. Sometimes it can help families make sense of the loss, to see that something positive can come out of them dying. Some places following a donation, they stay in contact with the donor's family to provide support for a minimum of 2 years. In one article, a woman said that her son had died and donated his organs. She said that she was so glad that even though he was gone, his death saved someone else from the same fate. All in all, donating organs can be a great thing to do, not only for the person receiving the organs, but for the families on both sides. Donating your organs after you die can save many people. All in all the data I used came from many different reliable sources. I hope I have shown you the importance of being an organ donor and why it is needed. With more organ donors, 20 people don't have to die every day waiting for a transplant.